What is up, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys for joining. Before I get started, I would like to send two shout outs. First being to C Nation Dog. Thank you for the video tribute you recently released. I really appreciate that. Also, I would like to send a special shout out to the newest subscriber, Matt Polini Era. Thank you so much for your subscription. That being said, also, today we would have celebrated the birthday of the bad guy, Scott Hall. Rest in heaven, sir. Now, also today is Chavo's birthday. Now, that being said, let's get started with tonight's review of Friday Night Smackdown. Usually, I would do reactions because usually reactions get over real well, but there were a couple of things that happened that I couldn't react to all at once, and the ending was amazing. So let's get into that. First and foremost, the segment with Paul Heyman and LA Knight was pretty entertaining. I love how LA Knight was like, get out of this ring. No, get back in. You step out of this ring and I'll knock your hair so hard you turn gray again. That was funny. Now, it was announced that LA Knight will be facing Roman Reigns. The contract signing is next week. But as far as Crown Jewel, I will say this. Here are my quick thoughts. Now, I will say this. I know that Roman is going to win. Either Roman's going to win or some no contest thing is going to happen or whatnot. But my hope is this. One, that it will be a good match. And just about every Roman Reigns match you have is a good match. The only thing I will ask is if we have a good match between Roman and LA Knight, all I ask is that Roman would win a match cleanly. From a kayfabe standpoint, it's really annoying that Roman always needs help. He always needs help, and it just gets on my nerves. But in any event, moving forward, we have that. We have a tag team match between A-Town Down Under and Cameron Grimes with Dragon Lee. Nice to see Cameron Grimes on TV. We haven't been seeing him lately. But nonetheless, it was not a bad match, but A-Town Down Under wins. I'm wearing that Austin Theory Live shirt. And we would see a couple of other interesting segments, including John Cena getting emotional and admitting, without making a 20-minute long song about it, he didn't make a 20-minute long song admitting much, but he did admit that he has not had a singles win in 5 years, last time I remember. We need to see John Cena win a match. And then he mentioned retirement, which is interesting because John Cena is doing this 48 hours after Sting announced his retirement. So that he'll retire at AEW Revolution. However, rumor has it that John Cena will retire at WrestleMania 40. And speaking of WrestleMania 40, he said anybody wants to come out, get smoked. Solo comes out and they get into it while Jay comes in and interferes. And then, no, Jimmy comes out on Solo's behalf and Jay shows up surprisingly, which got a huge pop. And unfortunately, the new general manager, whom I recognize from TNA, decided to have Jay Uso and Adam Pearce moved from the building. I'm liking this build up because we know it's going to be a build up between Jimmy versus Jay, twin versus twin at WrestleMania 40. That I'm really excited about. I think that's going to be a great match, as well as hopefully whether it's Roman versus Rock or Roman versus Cody Rhodes Part 2, I know that's going to be an awesome Sunday night. Hopefully Seth Rollins will be in good condition to be at WrestleMania next year also. Hopefully his back will be well. We would see those things happen. We had the LWOs Santos Escobar facing against Montez Ford. It was funny when Montez Ford sent us to commercial. That was hilarious and entertaining. Even though he's supposed to be a heel, he won the match, and Montez Ford, who was a one man wrecking crew on the outside, comes in and helps attack before Carlito shows up. We had Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul show up. Logan Paul has a couple of mic skills. He's not from a villain, from a kayfabe standpoint. I know he's villain, so I boo him. And quite frankly, I did not see the fight. I'm just letting y'all know. Sorry, I didn't see the fight, so I didn't know what happened. All I know is that there were talk on the internet about Rey Mysterio being challenged by Logan Paul, and the challenge was completed tonight. And I will say this: I would love to see Rey Mysterio get a little more savvy on the mic. The one thing savvy he did say is, much like Dominic, you got a big mouth. But unlike my with Dominic, aka Simp19, as I like to call him, Rey Mysterio hesitated to humble his son at WrestleMania. He's not going to hesitate with Logan, and I hope he doesn't. And I hope Rey Mysterio beats Logan Paul, because from a scripted on-screen standpoint, Logan Paul is an arrogant son of a biscuit. So I hope that he humbles him. I also thought that tonight's main event was pretty good. Very, very solid match between Io Sky and Charlotte Flair. Now, through it was a great match that ended in a crooked manner because of the championship use, with Bayley interfering and distracting the ref for Io Sky to get the championship and use it to her advantage to win. Now, though it was dirty, on one hand, even though Io's heel and Charlotte is face, there are some people who are happy that Io is still champion, because people want to see Charlotte just have competitive matches and find out who is she without the championship. Because in a lot of people's minds, I respect both parties, but in a lot of people's minds, Charlotte Flair has hogged up the championship spotlight. She's Now, I will say this. I do hope, because of her father, that she ends up either becoming a 16-time women's champion or breaking her father's record. I hope one of those two things happen before retirement. But I can understand the WWE script as well as fans saying that Charlotte should be a part of more storylines that don't always involve championships. Speaking of storylines, tonight, after the match and after the damage, no pun intended, was done, the Damage Control team, being Io Sky and Bayley, attacked, and we had a surprise return from Bianca Belair. Bianca's the one in the household who is still babyface, even though Montez is heel now. However, Bianca showed up, looked great, and wiped out Damage Control and stood respectfully alongside Charlotte Flair. But this had me thinking, I want to give you guys a quick thought before I head out. This had me thinking. Some of you have seen my community post. If you haven't already, be sure to check it out. Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill, WrestleMania 40. Or Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania 40. Or Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40 is not until spring next year, and we're already talking about WrestleMania 40. Wow. But what we saw tonight just really gets me excited. I know I'm having a Philly. I'm not gonna attend the event, but I know I'm gonna be sitting from home eating a Philly cheesesteak in honor of the city of where WrestleMania is gonna be. I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to eating the Philly while watching the show. But let me know in the comment section what you thought about tonight's episode of Friday Night Smackdown, as well as this review. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, especially that video with the Undertaker short. Thank you guys so much for that. I'm your host, Dan Cody. That's all the time I have for you to bet tonight, and I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling. Peace out, folks.